Okay, so I am going to show you now how to access the metadata from the photos in your Google Drive. If you see here, you're on your main menu for Mail. Then you'll go to Drive. In Drive, obviously your drive is not going to be exactly like my drive, but inside your drive you should have a folder called Shared with Me. And in your Shared with Me file is the photojournalism intensive file, which is the course that you're working on. Inside that, you'll be familiar with the structure, and in additional materials is where you'll find a lot of um, the bits and pieces of the stuff that you're using for the course. Now, specifically, we're talking about Lindsay's photos, so I'm going to go to this file here, um, which contains her photos, and then if you see, you'll have the it's 9 photos of hers, and if I access one of them by just clicking on it, I'll get this preview, which is Google Preview of the image that she used. Now, what we'll do here is I'll go to this Open panel down here, and I'll click this little triangle, and it'll say Connected Apps Google Drive Viewer. So then I'll open it up in the Google Drive Viewer, which gives you pretty much the same preview. I don't know if the resolution for any of this has changed, but basically this will allow us to look at the metadata. So if we go to View, and then under View we go to Details. In Details, you'll see that a lot of stuff, extra information about the file is popped up. Last modified, created, and then here is your metadata. This is the description. An Iraqi woman walks through a plume of smoke rising from a massive fire at a liquid gas factory, and so on. This is pretty much the stuff that you're wanting to look for, I'm sure. It also has dimensions and the camera and the exposure, aperture, focal length. I don't know if you're getting that technical with a lot of stuff. You might be talking about it briefly or something like that, but it's all contained here. Mainly, you can do this with any of the photos. All of her photos, if you were to open them in the Google Drive viewer and make sure you view the details, you'll have all of the descriptions for any of the photos that are in there. So this is an easy way for you to, on just an internet browser or something like that, look at the metadata for a file, rather than having to download one and then look at it with Bridge or in Photoshop or something like that. If we close out of that, I see that Lindsay has all of hers. We'll look at Jim Ed's and just see if his photos do in fact have metadata. I think I've only actually checked Lindsay's. Oh, sorry, an error occurred. Sometimes certain file formats don't exactly mesh well. I think TIFFs sometimes don't have the best kind of friendliness with Google Drive or Google Drive Viewer and stuff like that. So, sometimes it might be necessary. Now, Jim, this photo specifically, I don't know about all of them, but doesn't have a description in his metadata. And the only metadata that I see here is just kind of like the photo information from the camera. Let's see if we can get one of these TIFFs to actually work. Sometimes they're just a little too large, I think, is what the problem is. But if you were to download one, I'm sure that you could look at it. So let's do this. If I was to download, well, you might not be able to see it. What you would do is you just go to download, and then you would open it up in something like Bridge, and then in Bridge, in your metadata panel, you would be able to look at the description that was put in there, if there is any. So let's see, let's go to Nadia's photos, and then one of these postcards from Tahir Square. And then if we were going to open Google Drive Viewer and then view details, you see that she does have her metadata in here as far as the description. You know, some of them do and some of them don't. And then some of them you might not always necessarily be able to look at in the Google Drive Viewer. But just keep in mind that they can be accessed, and you can also download it here. And if I was to download this file, and then what I'll do is I'll open it up in Bridge, and so let me make sure this Bridge, my application fits in this window for this screen share. And what I'll do is I'll go to Downloads, which is where my download files go. So I have a large amount of files in here, so sometimes it takes a second for the thumbnail previews to pop up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort by date modified in ascending order. Let's see if I can find the Tahir Square photo, which is right here. Now, so I've opened up this photo, and then you can see in the IPTC core section of the metadata panel in Bridge contains the metadata also. And both this and the Google Drive Viewer you can copy and paste into a document if you want, or into just if you want to make a document that has all of this metadata for it. After seeing the ways that you can be able to access this, let me know if you're still having trouble, because I can easily go in and go through each of these photos and then copy the info and place them into like a Word doc or something like that, so that you have, you know, a direct access to this. But it will take me a second and a little bit of my time. So try to access them yourself, and unless you just can't get it to work somehow or for whatever reason, then just let me know, and we'll try to figure out a better workflow. Okay? Thank you.